One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Study
and play come together on a Windows 11 PC.
And for a limited time, college students get
the best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
A whole bunch of people are chiming in on Stephen A. Smith, and they're killing him, obviously, because it's my phone. On Stephen A. Smith's phone, they're going, yeah, you're right. My phone, they're killing him. Joe Tacopina texted me twice during the conversation. We'll do Tac twice this week, today and Friday, because he missed him last week. That's how good he is. Tacopina at one point said, Steve's right. Then he said, well, now you're right. So which one was it, Tacopina? Was Steve right or was I right?
Steve's right about the whole chaos that's going to occur tonight because President Trump's coming. I mean, he's right about that. Look, that's a fact, right? And look, I think
there would be chaos without him anyway. But okay, fine. It'll be
no,
exaggerated. Right.
I've traveled with him. Different type of chaos
is
going to occur tonight.
Fine.
Okay, so
fine.
That's all he was saying, and I agree with that. And
no,
look,
that's not all he was saying. He said the Knicks lose. It's Trump's fault.
That's crazy talk, right? That's just an insanity. Okay, so forget that. But I'm just saying, look, the people who have suffered through the bad years, bought tickets when the Knicks were awful, kept the Garden alive for decades, right? And are now being completely locked out of these games.
They're locked out during the regular season anyway, and those are not the people I see standing outside at these watch parties.
I agree with you on that. That I agree with you on. Those idiots out there who are making, mockeries of the, having, these parties. They're all drunk and they're acting like clowns. But they couldn't tell you 3 players on the Knicks.
Right.
Okay? And I agree with you. Those are the guys who just do it just to be there because it's the scenes of the party. When I drive around, look, I have a Knicks hat, right? I would never wear my Knicks hat now because I'm not the biggest Knicks fan in the world. I like the Knicks because I love New York. I'm more of a Ranger fan, obviously. I'm not a big NBA fan, Sid, for a lot of the reasons we've discussed in the past.
Right.
The prima donna issues. They're all like, they think they're politically so important. Like, hockey players just play. Different story, NBA. But that being said, the Knicks are New York. New York City is in my blood. I love New York like you love New York. We are New York. And honestly, this is so important. We haven't won since 1973, for God's sakes. So this is so important to the city. So I want the Knicks to win badly, but I won't wear my Knicks hat this week because I look like one of those idiots who just bought a Knicks hat. And you see, when I'm driving down the city,
wait a second. But if you walk into, if you've got like a really, I'm serious about this. And you never lose cases anyway. You are the Sandy Koufax of lawyers. You're like 102. But if you walk into a courtroom and it's a huge case this week, and you're wearing a Knick hat, you're going to tell me the judge is not going to side with you right away?
I mean, but it'll look like I'm playing to the sort of sympathies or to the passions.
Right.
And that's what you don't ever want to do as a communicator. As a trial lawyer, that's the last thing you want to do.
Right.
So honestly, I just think that look, the people who sat through these 17-win seasons, they're the ones who should be celebrated right now. Okay? Not the people who you see when they have the hat, they still have the sticker on the hat, like they just bought it at Lids last week. Well, sometimes I'll be in like 6th Avenue, I'll roll my window down and go, hey, nice hat. Did you just get it last week?
Yeah.
I'm like, I lose my mind.
Well, I got a listener. His name is Ralph Napolitano, and he's a chiropractor, but him and his brother Tony Joseph, they own Ann and Tony's, a nice little Italian restaurant on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx, and he said that a lot of these kids, they smoke a joint, they have a drink, they beat up a Jewish kid, steal their jersey, and then show up at Madison Square Garden.
That's funny. Look, I mean, it's ridiculous. And I just hate, like, everyone has to be part of whatever is in that moment, right?
Yeah.
And those are the phonies. Like, honestly, I'm happy the Knicks are there. I'm rooting for them. New York, New York. I'm not going to pretend today all of a sudden I'm the greatest Knicks fan of all time. I used to go to the Garden when Walt Frazier played and Dave DeBusschere. My dad used to take me. It was great. I loved it, but I'm not the biggest Knicks fan in the world. I want the Knicks to win. But, you know what was cool? The thing I love about this Knicks team is the guys like Brunson and Towns and Josh Hart. These are, like Jalen Brunson left millions and millions of dollars on the table to stay with the Knicks. Give me one other player in the NBA who does that today. Zero. And it's like Josh Hart understands something about he was the one who made some comments about the ticket pricing and you know how it's sort of forcing the real Knicks fans away from this, and he felt bad about that. And it's true. Look, if someone's willing to pay $10,000 or even $100,000 for a seat, that's what the ticket's worth, I guess, right? Period. End of story. But
That's it.
John Hart, and this is what makes him a great Knick and makes this Knicks team special. John Hart understands something the market doesn't value of a Knicks fan isn't measured by what he can pay for a ticket, right? And that's all he was saying. And I agree with John Hart's comment.
No, Josh is right about that. You're right. But the truth is it's not exclusive to NBA games. I'm sorry. People can't afford to go to a Super Bowl. They can't. And they're big-time fans. You know, they're sitting out there in Green Bay when it's 30 below zero in December, but they're not going to Miami. Bottom line, that's the way sports is. That's it.
This may be the most expensive.
Well, yeah, this is it.
I mean,
this is it,
right?
Yeah, this is it.
I got invited tonight, Sid, to sit courtside, okay? I got invited by my client, who's one of those celebrity guys, Fat Joe. You know Fat Joe.
Yes, I do.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. True. Like, he's like a Spike Lee type. Ben
he's
Stiller.
there all the time. Yep.
Right? Always there. Look, he invited me to go to the Knicks game to sit courtside. I'm like, I said, no, thank you. And I said, no, thank you, not because I don't want to be there. Of course I want to be there. That'd be a cool thing. But I would feel like such a loser, such an idiot, such a hypocrite by going tonight. I haven't been to a Knicks game all year. I'm going to go tonight, sit courtside with Fat Joe and all these other celebrities.
Good for you.
And
good
be
for
there.
You. Yeah.
And be there and be like, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of a Knicks fan. I don't deserve that. Let somebody else who really wants to be there should be there. I'll go next year
like me.
when they're playing, I don't know, with the some other damn team, the
Nets.
Charlotte Hornets.
Why don't you give Fat Joe my number? I deserve to be there. I want to be there. And Trump has not answered one of my texts. I've texted him 5 times. He's going to be sitting there with Bruce Blakeman and Lee Zeldin. Who knows who else in that Dolan box? Aren't you friends with Jim Dolan, too?
If anyone deserves to be there with him, it's you, dude.
I know. He's not. I know.
New York crowd, it's you.
Right.
It's you.
He's not even returning my text, the president. I'm so angry. Aren't you friends with Dolan, though, also? Yes, right?
I know Dolan. I wouldn't say I'm friends with Dolan. I mean, I don't like to drop names like that. But I know, of course, I know Jim. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And look, congratulations to him too, because he's been taking a beating for decades.
He has. But you know what? It seems like can we get both teams good at the same time? Besides '94, I mean, where the Knicks lost in the. I mean, right now the Knicks are great, but we got a guy named this clown Chris Drury who's running the Rangers.
Oh my God! I mean, we went from the best team in hockey 2 seasons ago to the worst team in hockey. And it's just unreal how that could happen. It's almost impossible. And now we have a team full of, careless veterans. We have the one good thing we have, this is the off season, because we have such salary cap space here as Rangers, have such salary cap space that they can do something magnificent. There's some great free agents out there. We need to go get a Brady Tkachuk. We need to.
I love that.
If Connor McDavid's in play, he needs to come.
Oh, Connor. Really? Is he in play?
He's in play, brother. He is in play because that would be game set.
Oh,
match. He belongs on this stage. The greatest hockey player of this generation.
That's like Messier. That's like when Messier, another Edmonton order, would be the same type of thing. One more. I only got 3 minutes to go, but you're coming back on Friday. I was in Rockland County Saturday night. It was a lovely night. Mike Lawler's big Lincoln Ball event, and I spoke. I tore the place down. Lawler spoke, and Lee Zeldin spoke. Yeah, and Saturday was June 6th, and Lee Zeldin brought up Normandy and D-Day. And you, as an Army ambassador and a big-time Army guy now, spending time with folks from Germany to the Pentagon, you know a lot about this stuff and what these soldiers went through, arriving on a beach in horrible weather. Many of them throwing up in the water because they were seasick, and then getting shot because they really had no idea what to expect once they got to the shores of Normandy. Tell me your thoughts. Saturday was just D-Day.
I was supposed to be there. We had Matt's wedding in Italy, and we had a celebration that followed. So I missed it this year. I will be there next year. But it was something that normally isn't just a military anniversary. Okay, some people think it's just a D-Day's anniversary. It's a reminder that freedom is never free, Sid, and that ordinary young Americans once did extraordinary things when history called. And it still to this day remains the largest amphibious invasion in military history. Okay, so when you think about that, the thousands that were killed and wounded and went missing on that very first day, that's why we go there every year. Okay, to honor them, not really to celebrate that D-Day thing, but to honor these people. That's why they're still called to this day in our military. That generation is still called the greatest generation of warfighters for a reason. Okay, they weren't superheroes. These were citizens. A lot of them were just kids, like literally 18 years old, who came from all different walks of life. They didn't ask whether the mission would be difficult. They didn't ask if they would be killed. They just asked where they were needed, and they went. And that's what's so great about our military and the leaders that we have in there, like General Donahue and General Anderson, General Pat Work. These are our real General Norrie. These are our the most incredible generational talent warfighters we have. So when you see this stuff, it's really something that is special. As a former military guy, it's something that really it means so much to me. So Normandy really reminds us that America is capable of greatness when united around a common purpose. So remember, these young Americans who died there, and I know a lot about Normandy, they didn't just land on Omaha Beach because success was guaranteed, because it was not. They landed because freedom was worth fighting for. And 80-plus years later, that lesson remains as important as ever. So, we can all disagree on politics, Sid, all right? For a minute, we got to put that down. We can all disagree on the woke, the left, the socialist, the right, the MAGA. Normandy reminds us that moments like this are bigger than politics.
Yeah.
The men who stormed those beaches came from every background imaginable, yet they stood shoulder to shoulder as Americans.
Well said.
And that's a lesson worth remembering today, Sid.
That is beautifully said, and that's why this lowlife that's running in Maine, who's a veteran himself, and I'm very, very nice to veterans. I respect them like you do. I very rarely criticize them, but this lowlife, Graham Plattner, who said that veterans deserve to die in some of these attempts, in some of these wars, that is so disgusting because, like you said, Joseph, you got to love all these kids every time they go away. Every time.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. I mean, what they do, and my son's going to be one of them in a matter of months. So
wow.
You really have to respect it. So when someone, I don't care if you are a former veteran, you can be a veteran and be an idiot or a moron or despicable.
Yes.
Like in all walks of life, we have good apples and bad apples, right? So when you say something that guy said, and I read it and I was disgusted, and so I tell you what, every veteran who's served, who's put their lives on the line, is also disgusted by that. So I don't care if he was a veteran. He's not a veteran.
No,
he's not what a veteran is.
I agree. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm actually rooting for Susan Collins. For me, that'd be like rooting for Mom Donnie. It's not bad. Listen, you were magnificent today. You were so good. We're going to do it again on Friday, Joseph. So have yourself a good day. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk later in the week. And once again, congratulations to you, Tish and Matt. Okay, buddy? Thank you so much.
Okay, brother.
Love you, pal. Joe Tacopina right there, the best defense attorney in the world today, and a dear friend of mine for 48 years.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?